It is super hot out here, and there is not a breeze. It is making my plans for the day look unpleasant. I was going to start putting up some fence for the goats because I should be getting more cattle panels today. And then I was pruning the tomatoes yesterday evening and realized I really need to get some cages around them. So that is on the agenda as well. What you doing, bunnies? You thirsty, bunny bros? Baby bunny, baby bunny. Got some food scraps I need to throw into my compost. This is my newest compost pile that I made just outside of the garden here. It's got grass, some old straw, some wood, and a little bit of chicken scraps. And now it's going to have a little more. You could say we've got a few tomato cages. A lot of these my brother made the first summer we were here. What's wrong with my baby? Oh, baby boy, what's the matter? Oh, look at this baby. Oh, he's a good baby buddy. Mwah, mwah. Oh, he's such a good boy. Why are you sad? Why are you crying, baby? Why are you crying, baby? Hey, come here about that. As you can see, these guys, Huey and Coco, have just cleared this out, wiped it out good. So when I get the panels, I'm going to start extending towards the pasture. That's the game plan there. You stink. So this is the last tomato cage, and I'm quickly realizing that we plant stuff pretty close together this year, and with the intent that I'll stay on top of it and keep everything pruned. So that's probably not going to work for a tomato cage on each plant. So I might have to get kind of creative here, and that's no big deal. We just did tomato cages because that's what we've always done. I've seen a lot of different ways to prop up your plants now that maybe I'd like to get away from tomato cages eventually, but we've got so many of them that I can definitely utilize them. So I'm going to start getting some of these staked down and kind of see what I can come up with for an idea. All right, well, I've got all the tomato cages up around that I've got available. A few had stakes, a few didn't. A few of the stakes went in, a few didn't. The ground's super dry, it's crusty right now. So I'm gonna go see what else I've got for stakes. And I've got most of the big guys covered up, but I want to stake these cages down as best I can because we might be getting a storm tonight. And the last thing I want is for a cage to be responsible for knocking over a tomato. What are you doing, Blitz? Is this your sexy pose? Well, it looks like I've got plenty of stakes. So, I got a few plastic ones too. I don't know how long all these are. Oh, sorry, frog. Alright, I've got everything, well, all the cages staked down. Now I need to tie them off and try to figure out maybe how to tie some of these plants to the stakes as well. So I think I've got some string in the garage, so let's go check that out. Well, I was able to find some baling twine and then just some twine that I use for like decorations. Looks a little messy, but that should be able to get us started anyway. So I've got the tomatoes as done as I'm going to get them today. A lot of them aren't even really big enough to need staked up, I don't think. But everything that's big enough and has a cage around it's been staked up, so should be good to go for the storm tonight if it starts blowing too bad. So what I'm trying to figure out here is if I get 10 more cattle panels, where exactly I should put them. Really, Belle? Belle, what nasty did you find? So we've got Coco and Huey. They have mowed down the path or the patch that we've got for them. So now I'm looking to extend this out. So I'm trying to ballpark if I got 10 more cattle panels, where all I should go. So I've got the one right here. And so I'm definitely going to expand this way. But I've got this huge weed patch right here that would be awesome to have those guys mow it down. This is where my free dirt pile is. So if they cut that mowed down, it'd be a lot easier to get to my dirt. So there's my dirt. I've got some fear. That is one of my fears. That. This. That. That. Now my mom always tells this story about when she had goats. Her and my dad had goats. And the goats, they got out one day. Well, my dad worked at the nursery in Shenandoah when that was a thing. And he had all these trees planted. And those goats got out and mowed down every one of those trees. So, I mean, they're still really close to my trees. If they got out, they may be doomed anyway. But why lead them to temptation if I don't have to? But I could do this as kind of a temporary section here and then a more permanent one that comes off of that post and starts to lead down towards the pasture. The other thing that'll be really handy is be a lot closer to the hydrant there. The other thing I need to do before this afternoon is take an inventory on my T-posts to see if I need to pick up any more T-posts. I think I've pretty much scavenged, well, except maybe that one, all the extras that are kind of floating around, and I know I've got quite a few by the barn. So that's where I'm headed now. Let's check out my T-post situation. Aha! Realized another T-post that I hadn't got yet. Like my dance routine there? Call that T-post dance. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. I just found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 T-posts. So I think I need to sit down and do some math, figure out how many more I'm going to need. All right, now it's time for indoor break and kombucha. It is like just so still out there. There's no air movement. Yesterday it was hot, but it didn't feel hot because there was a really good breeze. But today, fortunately, it's not too humid. It's supposed to rain later though, but it's terrible. I brought all the dogs in. All right, guys, time for a little bit of a break. All right, on the shelf. Other way. Hanging on the shelf. So we just got back and ended up getting 15 cattle panels and 2 trees because they were on sale. So I got 2 more apple trees. So Melissa is getting the 4-wheeler. We just went ahead and unloaded them right here by the road, so we didn't have to pull the trailer into the road or into the yard and all that jazz. So we're going to use the 4-wheeler and the chain and get them pulled up a little closer to where we actually are going to need them. You got this? So while Melissa is unloading our first load, I'll do a breakdown of the prices here. So cattle panels, which are 50-inch by 16 foot that I got at the Orschelns here in southwest Iowa, they were $24.99 a piece. So that was $374.85 for 15 cattle panels. And then, like a ding-dong, I had to get some trees, and they screwed up the pricing. So it was 40% off of $29.99. Ready? gonna go for a ride? Alright. I can't hold my beer in my camera though.
So, that concludes this ride.
That's the ride?
That is the ride.
Alright, sounds good.
Please pay at the front gates.
Huey, where you at, man? I thought you had that.
You got 3 eggs.
Nice. Boom. Oh, baby boy.
Is you photogenic? So, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button and totally subscribe to our craziness.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated. Got nothing. Beer me.
We'll see you on the next video.